Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Factorio. This episode we're going to be checking out some of the features I haven't got around to yet, like the logistics robots, the cars and trains, and there's some other things as well we're going to be checking out. But before we do that, I just want to say I am running an old version of Factorio. I think I'm on 0.2.6, and it just didn't occur to me to go to the website and check for updates and stuff like that. And of course there's been some. 0.2.8 is now out, and there's nothing too major that's been changed in there, so it's pretty much the same game. But there was one bug which made me didn't want to update that's been fixed, which is that you won't get attacked by aliens when playing in a world like we are. So I've been playing this map for over like 12 hours I think, and what happened on the previous maps is the waves of enemies got stronger and stronger, and if I were to upgrade and that bug were to go away now, I might get attacked by a huge wave of enemies. So I just felt like it wasn't ready yet. I've also learnt a lot playing on this map, and it feels like maybe it's time to move on and build a much smarter system. So yeah, I'm going to stay on 0.2.6 for now. And yeah, so anyway, I've had a play around with a couple of things. First of all, the car. I had no idea how to get this going. There's a fuel thing up there, there's a trunk to put materials in, but I don't know how we interact with this. I can't find any information on Google. Yeah, because there's not a lot of information on this game basically. The same thing goes for the train, just don't know what to do. The logistics robots, the only thing that gave me a clue on how this works is the name of these chests. The requester chest and the provider chest, and I had seen something else about using green cables and red cables to link things together in your network using the electric pipes. So if you can see there, I'm going to zoom in, there is a fine green cable. Perhaps I should have put down the red one, that would have been easier to see. But that goes from this red chest over to this blue one, and this thing right here is our logistics robot. It's like a little flying saucer. So I put some materials in this chest, I put a stack of copper, and that's all disappeared now, which is interesting because where is that copper then? Oh, it's in this one. Very interesting. Okay, so I put a stack in that one, and then I set, well, this thing was 10 by default, but I just chose copper, and this being a requester chest, I figured that what it would do is take it from the storage one, or sorry, the provider chest, and move it over to the requester, and I thought the 10 might mean 10%. Actually, I think it means materials. Look, that's going to go up now. What if we set it below, let's set it to 3, is it going to send them back? Okay, apparently it doesn't send them back, but if I set it to 20, it's going to get one more, and then let's go a bit above that, let's go to 30, and that will probably take that there. Okay, so I think what it did was it took from the provider chest and it automatically sent it to the storage chest, which by the way wasn't hooked up with a green wire. So perhaps the idea is you have a chest that you can put items into, and then the logistics robot will automatically come along, deposit it into a storage chest if you have one of those, and then your requested chest allows you to request items out of your storage chest. So we may not even need this green wire right here. So I'm going to remove that. Those green wires have gone again. Let's put that back, and let's see what happens if we just change this without a green wire. We're going to slide it up to 60. Okay, so we don't need wires to do that. What happens if I put some copper in here? Okay, is it dropping some off in the middle as it goes along? No, I think it's taking straight from the requester and putting it into the logistics now. That's very interesting. Let's get another one of these down and see what happens when we have two of them running around or flying. So now they're both doing that, and I guess if I put some more, it'll get done a lot quicker. That is one thing I did not expect. Okay, now it's moved. Yeah, did you see that? It's moved them all into that one. I did not expect flying saucers in this game that were going to help me play. That is so cool. That is so awesome. Well, that totally changes the whole distribution using pipes, using belts. That really does. That really does indeed. Well, I want to know what those green wires do as well, how they interact with these chests. I think actually maybe they're supposed to interact with these things directly. So I'm just wondering if we could make something quickly. I'll tell you what, I'll think about it, and perhaps I'll make a little factory of some sort up here, and we can see if we can get these logistics robots to bring resources from the chests and bring them straight into the machines. So the only thing I really know about those green cables is I've seen a bunch of screenshots of them being used between machines. They go on the electric poles, but yeah, googling them and stuff like that doesn't really yield any results because there's not a lot of information on this game yet, so I'm going to have to try and find out about them another way. But I think I understand how these chests work now, so what I want to do is create some electronic circuits and have our logistics robots bring all the different things to us. So first of all, we have 2 provider chests, and the 2 ingredients that we need are is it iron plates and copper cables? Yeah, that's right. So we've got some copper cables over here that are in production. If we put a provider chest there, then those logistics robots might start flying over. There they are. That looks very cool. Very cool indeed. And then we have, not that one. Oh, I've forgotten where I put the other one now. There it is, over here. Okay, so we've got our iron plates as well. It's going to be interesting to see how these guys divide up the work between themselves, and the rate that they fly at, do you know, it's pretty slow considering the distance of where I put that. I should have put it between these 2. But they are flying over there and they are taking those materials to that storage chest now, so it's prioritised that one over this one. Maybe it's because it's the closest, but what I actually want them to do is go to a requester chest. So we're going to put 2 of those down here, and we are going to put smart inserters there, like that. Do they need power? One of them does. Okay, and this one is going to request copper, and the other one is copper cables, and the other one is going to request iron plates, and they have now been put into storage. That's fine. Let's put a few of them in this provider chest, which is closer as well, just to see what happens. Maybe not that many. I also have a few more that I can place down now, so let's put one there. Okay, so you saw what it did there. It's going between those ones, but they're going to run out of materials soon. That will help that happen. Okay, so for iron it has to go somewhere else now, and look, it's coming back. And it's dropping off materials, and then it's gone to that one, and that one's empty now, and now they're going back out. Wow, that is seriously cool. That is a very different way to do things now, isn't it? Yeah, so I don't think we really need to watch them do that anymore. It seems pretty clear what they're doing. I imagine if you have, let's say we were to rely on these more and we had a huge network of machines relying on the logistics robot, one of the things I think you'd like to know is how they divide up the work and how you can manipulate that, etc. Because maybe you want to prioritise certain things, like for example, let's say this one had copper cable. Actually, we could do this as an experiment. Let's change that to copper cable, but this one's going to have a higher priority, or, well, it's not a priority, it's going to have a higher amount that it requests. I wonder if it's going to then say, because you've requested 10 on this one and 100 on that, that this one will take priority, or possibly even that for every 10 of these ones it drops off, it will then drop off one of these. But that is going to be difficult to actually monitor. So these are both empty. Note that one has iron plates, they're now both empty. And do you know what, I really should have put these closer. Where are they going to drop them off to? Right, they dropped 5 off into that one. That could be because they've already gone out there and yeah, they're making the journey back, you know what I mean. I think if we're going to find out anything about that, we should set up a proper test, something that's going to be easier to monitor. So I'm going to take those other, what are they called, provider chests down, and we'll set up our own little testing area here. Okay, I was just thinking that this experiment might not actually be that much of a, I don't know, a conclusive one, depending on what happens. But let's put down a light first of all. It's really annoying how dark it gets. So we have tons of copper cable in there. This one's going to request 200, and this one is going to request 100. So I've got a feeling it's just going to divide the work up evenly. Let's place down 2 of these. And they went to that one first, and they're staying on that one. Perhaps where I placed them has some sort of bias. Nope. It looks like for whatever reason it's chosen that one first, and that is the one with less. So let's put this one lower down. Now it's requesting 30. Okay, let's take some of those away as well. They were really easy to pick up. No, okay, and it goes to that one. So maybe the game just has its way of picking it based on location. Maybe if that one was further away. Let's put one... Oh, where are you going? They're going over to storage now. Yeah, of course they are. Right. I wonder if they can take from storage as well, because that would be really cool. You could provide a chest everywhere. They'd drop off all the materials to storage, and whenever you needed something, they could take it out of there. So what we wanted to do now was see if this being closer has anything to do with it. So that one's requesting 100. This one is going to request 200. Copper cables. I think I need to go pick some back up. No, that's got hardly any in it. Oh, there they all are, of course, right. So let's put those in there. And put down some logistics robots. And now it's going to that one. So I think it's probably going to go to the closest, and when they're in equal distance apart, maybe the game just picks the one to the right first, or maybe, you know, the one that's higher or lower. It'll just do something like that. But I don't know if that's really going to be too important. I imagine you'd build a whole load of these, and just depending on how slow or fast your system is, maybe put some more into it. Yeah, so what did I want to test? I wanted to test I think taking things out of the storage chest would just involve using an inserter, maybe a filter one, to take the correct materials out of it, and then you'd put them into a provider chest so these things could pick them up. That's probably how that would work. I think we should practically use these now. At the moment, what do we have to do? We have to go and take out aliens, actually. That's the next main priority, so we can start doing more research. But there is one more thing that we could research, and it'd be fun to use these logistics robots just to see how that will, you know, play out using them to do that. So there's actually a lot that they could help with, because we could get rid of all this mess that we have here in the middle and make it so that, say for example, well, I probably wouldn't change this track here, but let's say the rockets, I mean that's not even hooked up, so that's a great thing we could do at the moment. We could put the inserter back here somewhere to put on that track, and that would come out of a requester chest. No. What does it drop them off to? It drops them off to the blue. Yeah, you would have a requester chest there with an inserter to drop them onto the tracks. One thing with that though is that then the inserter acts as a buffer, which means you could... No, it doesn't, because you can set how many... Ah, that's interesting. Okay, they buggered off now. I wonder if they're going to take the items out of here now that it's got more than the requested amount in. Let's take those so they can't go there. No, it's going to keep them by the looks of it. Okay, that's interesting. Wait. Why did you go that way? There's nothing in these two, and there's 66 in that one. Okay, they just flew over there and came back again for some reason. Oh no, it's because one of the other chests had... Oh, did they take from this? Is that what just happened? Ah, they will take from the storage chest as well. Okay, that's interesting. So what's to stop me from putting items into a provider chest? Perhaps a provider chest is a priority over over the storage chest. So let's put those copper cables in there. Yeah, look, it takes priority. Now this one's already told itself to go there, and when he comes back I reckon it's gonna go between that one. Oh, that's great. Yep, and I just got totally sidetracked. What was I trying to do? Yeah, so if we were to put a provider chest down here, yeah, that was it, the buffer. We wouldn't have to worry about the buffer because we can set this to say keep 10 in there at a time or something, and then we don't have to store loads of them on the tracks. Okay, so I can do that, and I can also do the same thing on the other side. I can stop the track here, have a inserter putting them into a chest. Now that would work slightly differently, because then the chest would act as a buffer because it's not requesting. So we're going to be putting the potions into a chest to then go to somewhere else, but because they're being put into the chest as storage, they're not going to have the buffer effect, because all of this could get filled up unless I can do something like this. Maybe we could do that as an experiment, just fill it up like that, so we're changing the size of the chest and then the buffer gets smaller. And now of course these guys are taking them out and putting them in here. Let's just slide that down, they'll stop doing anything. when they come back. Okay, right, so I think I know what I want to do now. I'm going to shorten this track here. We're going to have a requested track at this end, or somewhere around there. We're going to do it for all the tracks. Maybe not this one because it's so close it would be kind of pointless. Definitely going to do it for the rockets and the green ones. Yeah, we'll leave those two, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side with the other type of chest, the provider chest for the potions. So we can have one here, one below me. We can get rid of all these tracks, and over here at green as well, we might as well do it because it's going to be a bit of a squeeze, but we can put one just there. And actually that's probably going to be really pointless. When we get rid of these other tracks, that's just going to go straight around the corner, isn't it? Okay, right, so we know what we're doing now. I'm going to do all of that and then come back when it's done. Okay, I might be going mad, but this doesn't appear to be working. So I have no smart inserters in this chest. It's going to request 10 of them. And then in this chest all the way over here, at the end of the production line, we have a stack in there. That's my buffer. Filled up the rest of it so that doesn't happen. Put down this logistics robot and he's not doing anything, which is just a little bit frustrating. Maybe there is a range to it, like how far they can travel, which would be kind of annoying. Should have thought about that before, I guess. Let's request some now that that guy is closer. Where is it? There it is. No, apparently not. Have I totally forgotten how provider chests work? Have I misinterpreted that? I'm sure they... I don't know. Okay, well, I do remember that we... where... Oh, there they are. They're in... Okay, they're in that bit. Right, I do remember that whatever we put in the storage chest gets transferred. Yeah, like that. So, I think I've just brain farted. Totally forgotten how provider chests work. Okay, well, I've set up a new provider chest, put some iron in it, and I put a requested chest nearby that requested 10 iron. And, yeah, it works. So, why this one doesn't work? One thing I did notice is that it prioritises copper there. And now it's taking from the provider chest and putting into the storage chest. How interesting is that? Because it's not taking anything out of this chest and putting it in the storage chest. Maybe it's because it has two types of items in it. Let's do a test there. Let's put some rockets. Nope, okay, apparently that's fine. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe I found a bug. Let's take that back. In fact, let's place him down again. Nope, that made no difference. So, let's... Oh, it's taking them off of there. That's something I don't really want to happen at the moment. I don't want to be producing any more of them. I've got more than enough, which is why I wanted the buffer. So let's get rid of all these copper cables as quick as possible. Maybe they're causing a problem because of the way I've laid them out like that. We could always use another chest in between as another part of a buffer, but not too sure about that. Okay, so this guy hasn't done anything. Why is that not working? Let's change this one to the green smart inserter. Maybe it's just a bug with the particular item. So if I were to put iron in there and then request iron up the top here, just take that out and does the same thing. So it just doesn't like this chest, basically. Why would it not like it? Is it because of its position? If I were to move it there, is there some sort of problem with where I've put it? Let's also put that there. Oh! How very interesting. Okay, it took it its 10, and now it's putting the rest of them in there. Alright, so that's... hasn't solved our problem, because now they're not going to the one over this side, are they? Is that one also in the incorrect position? It could be that these things are buggy, you know. This is an alpha game. I'm not sure if stuff like this, if I'm, you know, there's not a lot of documentation on it, basically, so I can't go and read something and find out what everything does. Look, it says available robots as well. That's interesting. I'm requesting 10, but you don't want to give me any at all. Let's put down another blue chest here. And do you know, I really hope that I'm not missing something obvious. That'd be so annoying. Are you going to fly over here? Yes, you are. Why are you doing that now? I don't get it. Maybe I set up something wrong with this. Ah, I don't know. Is it because there's an inserter there? What happens if we put an inserter there? Not sure what to think at this point. I think I'm going to continue making the setup like I've described, but it looks like I'm going to have to do some playing around. Perhaps when I place down the chests, they need to be in a particular position. So I'm going to see if I can get this thing going. Just realised that if at any point I want to provide people with copper cables, that's a really bad... provide my factories with copper cables, that's a really bad choice to put in there. What I should do is put something that's cheap that I'm not going to request, like stone. That would have been a good one to do, but yeah, I'm just going to leave it like that for now. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put down this provider chest here, and everything should be set up if that works. Let's see if there are any UFOs. They have been flying back and forth between there for a while now. Let's have a look. What were they dropping off? They would have been dropping off rockets. It has 8. That is interesting. It should be full by now. Well, there's 2 coming back now, and then that guy's gone off again. Oh, it's because blue potions are being produced. Why? Oh, I'm an idiot. Because I put that down, it's literally just shuffled things along because this has started putting all of the blue potions in. That is interesting. We need a buffer in this chest, don't we? That's why. Oh, I was supposed to put those potions in there. I think you can put 256 of them in a stack, so that is a huge buffer to have. Do you know what? In fact, I think I'll wait, will I? No, I can see there's loads of potions queued up, and that does not have enough yet. I wonder why it stopped for a moment there, because it has an inserter on the job. No, I'm pretty sure that's going to stop at 256. That's a really big buffer anyway. I didn't really want to have one that big, but it'll do. It means that all of these are going to be making potions again, and everything, all the materials we have coming into the system are really going to slow down now because lots of stuff is going to be getting used. That's kind of what I wasn't going for. But anyway, so that's now going to provide for this one over here. I haven't seen any UFOs fly over to it. I'm calling them UFOs now. Let's make some more of them and plop these down over here and see where they go. They're going off in that direction. Let's follow them. I think I just placed all 7 down in a row as well, like all next to each other really quickly. Right. They have decided they need to go over here to this chest, and they are taking a lot of those rockets and they're heading over here with them. This is kind of worrying because that one's requesting 10, and oh, look at this. There's no way out. I've got to go all the way around each time I fall for that. Okay. Up here. Right, and they're dropping them all off in that chest. I guess, well look, it's using them up so quick. I could either make the buffer smaller, or what would make more sense is to just have more of these guys flying around, giving them what they need. Oh, that's not what I expected to happen. Do you know what I haven't tested? Is if this is in the right position, because we know it can be a bit funny about what position it's supposed to be in. How can we do a test? If we put down another provider chest here and put down 1 potion in it. Oh look, it is 256. If I pick up one of those, go over here, put that in there. Let's test and see what's to blame. Okay, so I think that means that it's possibly the requester chest that's not set up right for whatever reason. I still don't know why they sometimes don't work. So if we put one over here and then ask that one for blue potions. Nope, you're not going to work. Okay, right, I'm going to take a cut and play around with this, see if I can get it to work. That was so strange. It wasn't working. I was about to give up. I thought, why don't I place this down and then go put some potions actually in this chest down here and see if that kickstarts it or something like that. All of a sudden it works. But here's the thing, I haven't filled it up with copper cables yet, so Why don't we do that again and see if this slows down at all? It'd be interesting. The other thing is that it was full as well. Full of potions. Right, so that's now full up with copper. It's still working by the looks of it. What happens when we fill this thing up with potions? Is it going to stop? Or is it now just going to work? For some reason it didn't work before. Okay, it looks like it's just going to work. This thing is actually going to get filled up soon. It looks like because they've stopped there's going to be enough bringing potions for that to fill up. Yep. Okay, very cool. Right, let's turn on research. And everything is going to slow down when I do this. Okay, because now all of these guys are going to pick out some potions. That means we're going to start producing red and green again. We're already producing blue. And look, these guys are going back and forth. That's really cool the way they do that. And we've got some flying over here as well. Let's just zoom out, see what that looks like. So what we don't have is ones flying up the top, and that's because we have a very large amount of those smart inserters in reserve, I think. Yes, but they're all in the chest that I just walked away from. Of course they are. Okay, let's head back over there. I wish there was an easier way to get around in this. I sometimes feel like this game should be more like Command and Conquer, where you're, you know, just flying around the map using the ASD keys rather than having a person in the middle who walks around. You can just have access to everything then, but I don't know, that's just my opinion. Yeah, there we go. Right, so if we take those, now we should get some UFO fellas who want to start flying over there. There we go. One's gone off that way. That is so cool. That is really so awesome. I did not expect to have UFOs flying around this map doing some of the work for me. Now you can see those ones that went down there, and now that one's going off in there. Yeah, it's like when they get to there and they deposit their potion, it then tells them what's the next priority. So at that moment those two went off in that direction to get rockets, and you can see these ones are going to get smart inserters. I'm actually going to put those back in though. We do want to use up these. I don't want to have loads of them in my inventory. Same with the potions as well, actually. Let's put those in there. And yeah, so what I'm going to do now is just continue playing, watch all of my resources deplete while I do this research. And then next episode, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to see if I can find out some more information on the cars and trains, possibly those green wires as well. But that was really interesting to find out how these chests work for me. I hope it was for you as well, so thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.